Get ready with me while I talk about how my dog passed away, because it's almost his anniversary and I never talked about it. It's not like I never wanted to talk about it, I just didn't know how to bring it up. My dog's name was Yendri, and I had an account before this one, and Yendri would come out a couple of times in those videos. If you did follow that other account, this is basically the explanation on why Yendri hasn't been coming out anymore. So I had an older weenie dog named Nicky. He was about 9 or 10 years old. I was playing games with my friends the night that my parents had brought Nicky in to the house because he was playing ball outside. And so I went to go to my parents' room and check on Nicky, and he was just kind of thrown there. And Nicky was never like that. Nicky was really hyper, and he always wanted to be eating and playing with his toys. But when I went to my parents' room to go see him, he was just laying down. He didn't want to eat anything, and he could hardly lift his head. And honestly, it was kind of a shock that this had happened because Nicky had been fine just about like 2 hours earlier. He was perfectly fine. So then he started throwing up a lot. My parents didn't know what to do, so they initially thought that he had eaten something bad outside, because Nicky was kind of known for eating almost everything that he saw, no matter how much we tried to shelter him from it. He threw up maybe about twice, and we thought that he was going to be fine after that because he looked a little bit better, but about an hour went by and he had a seizure. It was nighttime around whenever Nicky was going through this, and so my parents were looking for a emergency animal care to take him to, but we genuinely could not find one, and it was taking a very long time. Throughout this time, Nicky had around 2 or 3 small seizures. Finally found somewhere to take him. We were afraid it was already getting kind of close to being too late, but we still got in the truck and took him anyways. And at this time it was already about midnight, but we took him in his bed with a blanket and his toy. While we were in the truck on the way there, he had one very long and large seizure, and the only emergency care that we found was about an hour away from us. Whenever we got to the emergency care, he was already unresponsive. We were there all night until 6 in the morning, when they told us that we would have to put him down because he was not coming out of it, and it was his time. So Nicky passed away on August 16th, 2025. So a small fast forward, we went through my mom's birthday, and I was spending a lot of time with Yendri because I was really sad about Nicky passing away. It was nighttime and I needed to take a shower for school, but I noticed that Yendri was just sitting on my bed and he hadn't moved for a while, but I didn't think anything of it because he would relax on my bed a lot. But when I got out of the shower, he was still on my bed looking at me, and he was shivering a lot and his body was jolting. He was really cold. By instinct, since I was already going to bed, I just grabbed a blanket and took him under with me, and I cuddled him until he fell asleep and he had finally stopped shivering, and I was really happy. But by morning time, everything had kind of changed. I woke up like normal around 5:30 or 6, and Yendri was not in my bed anymore, which was kind of weird because normally he would be on my bed or under my bed, and he was in neither of those places. I started looking for him around the house, and he loved to go under the bed, under the dining table. He loved to be under things, so I went to go and check under my mom's bed, and I found him. But he was hiding in a very dark corner under my mom's bed, and he did not want to come out. So since he wasn't coming out, I went and got his toy and I squeaked it, and he came running to his toy. But then after he got to me, he kind of just stood there and he tried to go and hide again. But this time I didn't let him run away. I started carrying him and he was just looking at me. Something that I had remembered around this time now was that on the night of me decorating for my mom's birthday, so August 17th, he had thrown up on his bed, and it was yellow, and I was a little bit confused because he hadn't eaten anything yellow, and obviously his dog food wasn't yellow. But just like Nicky, they would go to the backyard and run around and eat things they were not supposed to. Before you come at me for being a bad owner, dogs eat things. Dogs eat things most of the time that they're not supposed to be eating, and they really do not care. By this time I was very worried, but he was finally just sitting in his bed, and I covered him and I went to school like normal. But I was telling my mom we should probably take him to the vet, but we decided we would just wait the day. Either way, my mom emailed me while I was at school and told me that she was taking Yendri to the vet because he was still just laying in his bed and he hadn't moved all day, he hadn't played all day, and he hadn't eaten. So my mom takes Yendri to the vet, and the vet tells her that if they had waited any longer, Yendri probably would have been in the same condition that Nicky had been in, but it was good that we had gotten there kind of early. But even though we had gotten there with what we thought was time, the vet did tell us that his liver was failing. The vet said that with some vitamins and supplements that they had there at the clinic, Yendri would probably make it, and that Yendri didn't look that far along, and they had seen dogs come out of this before. So everything was kind of still going normal. We left him at the vet to get care overnight, and I went to band practice. The band practice did feel kind of different though. I just felt like something was off while I was there, and when I got home I really wanted to see my dog. So I had told my mom, hey, maybe tomorrow we can go see Yendri for a little bit, since they had kept him there another night. They said he hadn't been improving. My mom told me that we would see if we could go and see him the next day, and then my mom got a phone call. My mom said, hey doctor, his name, and then my mom just started crying. So I knew it had to be about Yendri, but I was standing there at the entrance of the living room anyways, just waiting for her to get off the phone. But before she got off the phone, she had told me Yendri passed away. So Yendri passed away on August 21st, 2025. But honestly, I do not know how Yendri went down so fast and still experienced almost all of the same side effects that Nicky did. The only difference was that Yendri was ruled out with his liver failing, Nicky wasn't. But they passed away very close together, and that's something that I'm a little bit suspicious about, but I won't point fingers at anyone because things do happen. So, but that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.